Welcome back to the pregame coverage of Game 7 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Along with Nate Rosen and JJ Metz, I'm your host, Joshua Wolliver. We look ahead to the decisive Game 7 between the Oilers and Panthers. JJ, I'm going to you first. Who wins tonight?
Well, you look at two good teams. The Panthers started off strong with the first three games, winning all three of them. And then the Oilers came out and were fierce and won 3 games in a row. Their offense really showed in these last 3 games, scoring 8 goals in that 8-1 thriller, then scoring 5 goals in the next one, and continuing to have high-powered offense. They've been able to score on Sergei Bobrovsky, who's the best goaltender in the NHL. However, Florida, when they play a defensive style and they play their guys in the back like Gustav Forsling, one of the better defenders, Dmitry Kulikov, another great defender, they tend to win games. And I feel like they're going to switch to that for this game. I think Sergei Bobrovsky is going to lock in, and I think the Florida Panthers are going to win the Stanley Cup Finals. They're going to win their first ever cup tonight. Game 7, 2 greatest words in sports.
All right, well, JJ's got the Panthers. I'm going to go to you, Nate. Agree, disagree? Oilers, Panthers, who you going with?
I'm going to oppose them. I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers. They have the best 2 players on the face of the earth. That is Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Although Leon Draisaitl has been kind of a ghost this playoffs, I feel like he's going to turn it on tonight. Connor McDavid, obviously the best player in the world, but they do have their good depths with Zach Hyman, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. They also have solid defense with Matthias Ekholm and Darnell Nurse. I do want to look at one thing, and that is their depth and their penalty kill. Their penalty kill has been absolutely unbelievable this playoffs. Even if they take a penalty, I think they will be fine with it. And their depth, Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown, their bottom 6 forwards have really produced. I think the Edmonton Oilers are going to win Game 7. They spoil the Panthers' first cup.
All right, well, you've heard both sides of the predictions for the game. How about the Conn Smythe, JJ?
Well, when you look at the Conn Smythe, it's the best player in the Stanley Cup. And I think the best player so far has been Connor McDavid. However, I don't believe the Conn Smythe should go to the player on the losing team. So if the Florida Panthers win, it's Sergei Bobrovsky. If the Edmonton Oilers win, it is Connor McDavid. And Connor McDavid has been getting point after point, scoring goals after goals. He's skating up and down the ice super fast. He's been getting a bunch of assists, and he's the best player on the ice, as Jacob mentioned. So I believe that, Nate mentioned. I believe that if the Edmonton Oilers win, Connor McDavid should get the Conn Smythe. There should be no Conn Smythe to the losing team. And if the Florida Panthers win, it's obvious. There is no way it is not Sergei Bobrovsky. If it's not, that would be absolutely crazy. So that's my takes on the Conn Smythe.
Well, you heard who thought he would win it. I want to go to you. Should the Conn Smythe be given out to the losing team? Because sometimes, let's face it, there is such a great player on a losing team that deserves some recognition, but should they be presented the Conn Smythe, Nate?
Absolutely. I mean, Connor McDavid is the best player in the world. He's been the best player this playoff. He has broken Wayne Gretzky's record. And every time you're up there breaking records with Wayne Gretzky, one of the greatest hockey players of all time, I feel like you need some recognition in the playoffs. Even if the Edmonton Oilers do not win the Stanley Cup tonight, which I do think they will, so it makes the choice a lot easier, I think Connor McDavid is by far the Conn Smythe winner. Now, going into the playoff, heading into the games 4, 5, 6 of this series, it was looking like Sergei Bobrovsky. He had an unbelievable 3-game stretch, but after he kind of gave up in a way after those last 3 games, I think Connor McDavid is a lock for the Conn Smythe.
All right, and before we wrap it up, I want to go to JJ. Your last word here.
So basically what was his point is that the Conn Smythe, which is the best player in the Stanley Cup, could go to a player on the losing team. I don't agree with that take, because if you're the best player, you should know how to win. You're not the best player if you don't know how to win. The best player's role is to lead their team to victory. And if Connor McDavid can't do that tonight, he should not be getting the Conn Smythe. I've seen the odds. I've seen everything that he should get it, but I don't think so. Florida will bring home their first ever Cup final in their third try tonight.
All right, you hear it? Nate thinks the Oilers will win and the Conn Smythe should be given to a player on the losing team. JJ, Panthers can't be given to a player on the losing team. That's all we've got for you on today's pregame show. Have a great time. Enjoy the game. We will see you on the postgame show.